What's going on, guys? My name is Nick Saka, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 10 things that you should know before starting your own insurance agency. A little bit about myself. I started my insurance journey about 5 years ago in November 2016, where I started from scratch my own captive insurance agency, happened to be an Allstate Insurance, and through the years been able to scale that to 2 offices to about a $5 million book of business. And we are just getting started. I have goals of getting to about 12 million to 15 million onward and forward until we reach anywhere from 25 to 30 million. This all started from a 7-year career from banking where I was sick and tired of corporate America, and I quit cold turkey just to adventure into entrepreneurship. And what I would tell you guys is that the insurance industry has changed my life. I don't know of too many other opportunities where you can grow your net worth into $1 million within 5 years, like I have. And you know, this has been through hardcore dedication. This has been through a lot of early mornings, late nights, that whole thing. We all heard of that, but seriously, there were a lot of grit and a lot of hustle. We've been able to grow this bad boy, and like I said, we're just getting started. I hope that I can add value to you guys and that you can get a little bit more clarity in your insurance agency journey. And so if you get some value out of this video, do me a favor, smash the like button. It's going to help me grow this channel. Subscribe for all videos where I talk all things entrepreneurship, self-development, and insurance. Check out my other videos that I have on my channel, and be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. First thing that you should know about this industry is that most agents fail. Most people that start their insurance business fail. I have this group photo of all of the insurance agents that started their journey alongside me. It was probably a room full of almost 30 people training to open up their insurance agency. I can tell you that about 80% of them are either not with my company anymore, and or some of them failed, or some of them just quit, a variety of different things. But most people will fail in this business, and I don't say that to just be to be negative. It's just honestly just acknowledging the truth that most people don't. And I think the reason is that most people don't treat it like a business. They come in here, they were an employee for several years, and they come in expecting to just manage this thing, to manage an insurance agency into it being fruitful and to it being successful. And it just doesn't work out that way. You have to treat it like a business. I'm talking early mornings, late nights, be and have grit, be relentless in making sure that this thing is successful. You might have to be your #1 salesperson in the beginning until you can scale it, but you have to, once you start seeing money coming in, you have to reinvest those profits. You have to hire on a team. You have to specialize between a service and a sales department. You have to bring in good quality talent, and you have to buy internet leads. You have to send out mailers. Like, you will have to make the investment into your business. And a lot of times when I see people fail is because they prematurely start investing in, just buying a nice car, buying stupid things that have nothing to do with the growth of their business. And so, the first thing you should know is that most people fail. Hopefully that's not you. Hopefully you're coming in knowing that you're going to dominate, that you have that fire, that you're just not going to quit. You're going to do whatever it takes to be successful at this. And so with the rest of the things, the rest of the tips that I'm going to give you guys today, hopefully you'll be able to take that and guarantee that you're not a part of that 90% that's not going to be here 2 years later. So that's the first thing you should know. Let's get into the second thing. The second thing you should know are the startup costs. Now, if you're a captive agent, the startup costs for like a State Farm or a Farmers or an Allstate can be anywhere from 50 to 100 grand. In some cases, even more. I do think it's going to depend from state to state. If you are starting a brokerage or going independent, it's pretty similar, anywhere from 50 to 100. Capital requirements, every company, every brokerage is a little bit different as well, but if you have to give a ballpark figure to it, it's anywhere from 50 to 100,000. 5 years ago when I started, By the grace of God, it was only 25,000. I use this joke that I was like, Indiana Jones when that rock was going down, and I got in at 25,000, and then boom, he grabs his hat. I got lucky, but the capital requirement now is actually 100,000. But it is completely worth it if you put in the work. This industry will pay off. So that's what you can expect for as far as the capital requirement. If you are buying a book of business, it's a little bit different. You can essentially just buy someone's book of business, and that's your entry into the business. But you're also going to need some capital, some operating costs to be able to grow that existing book of business that you're buying. So you're going to have a lot of cash on hand to be able to prepare for that. But that's the second thing you can expect. The third thing you can expect is getting licensed. In my situation, I had to get property and casualty, my property and casualty licenses, as well as my life and health licenses before my company ever let me start my training. And also in that agreement was that I had to get my Series 6 and 63 within 2 years, otherwise I could lose my insurance agency. Another thing that you want to look at is your business licenses as well, and there might be county licenses as well with getting your business license and so on and so forth. But the biggest thing you should know is that everything is state specific, so you will want to ask your recruiter or whoever's onboarding you or whoever's helping you what that looks like. Another thing that I did was I did start my agencies off as an S corporation for the tax benefits. Consult with a CPA or a tax professional to help you figure out what's best for you. But that's the third thing you can expect. The fourth thing that you should know about starting your own insurance agency is that, and this one's completely my opinion, is that location doesn't matter. I would not get so caught up in having this slam dunk, office location that's in a busy shopping center that has a huge anchor like a Walmart or a Target. That's irrelevant. This business is a lot of outbound, going out and get it type of industry, right? Like you have to go out and get the business, make outbound calls, build a solid, a ton of relationships and referral partners. And location, the lighter you can keep your office expense, the better. So don't go out looking for the slam dunk location. It's really not going to make a difference. I have a slam dunk deal on both of my office locations where for both of them in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm not in the hood, I pay less than, what is it now, about $2,600 for both office locations. I know several agency owners that have locations that cost anywhere from one location that costs anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 a month. In my opinion, that's not worth it. Save your money, use more of it to reinvest in other things that's going to generate business versus your office location. The fifth thing that you can expect, and a lot of questions that people have, is how much can I expect to make? And so I'm here to tell you, you're not going to like this answer, but you will make enough. And what I mean by that is what you're going to make is going to be irrelevant. And the reason why is because you are a business owner now, and all the profits that you make, count on and just be in the mindset that I'm going to reinvest everything over the next 5 years. Don't worry about, will I make 6 figures my first year, or I better make 150,000, others I'm not going to do it. If you have that mindset, you're not going to succeed at this long term. And so, how much you're going to make is going to largely depend on how much you reinvest over the long haul. And so, get out of that mindset. How much am I going to make? That doesn't matter. Get used to reinvesting all your profits, and eventually, of course, you're going to make a phenomenal, an outstanding income. This business will take you there, but get in the mindset that I'm going to reinvest everything. The sixth thing that you should know is that your success is going to depend on you, okay? Not your field sales leader, not your employees, not the person that got you involved, not the buddy that told you he was making a grip of money and that you could do it too. It's going to depend on you. And so the expectations that you create for yourself and for your team and for those around you are going to determine whether or not you're here a few years from now or not. Whether you're going to be a part of that 90% statistic or the 10% statistics of those that are winning at a high level. And so, it all comes down to you. And I would also tell you that your office culture is everything. The people that you bring in, the people that you bring in will either add to your office culture or subtract from your office culture. So you're going to have to make a lot of mistakes, and that's okay. But, get in the mindset that, you may or may not have this expectation that you're going to have all the support in the world and it's going to be the easiest thing in the world. And it's not. You're going to have to get resourceful. You're going to have to become a problem solver. And it's going to largely depend on you at the end of the day. And so get ready to take ownership, because you're going to win or lose, and it's all going to be your fault. The seventh thing that you should know as a brand new insurance agency owner is that, and this is just my opinion here, that social media is mandatory in today's day and age. When I first started, when I was in training to open up my insurance agency, one of my number one strategies was, I'm going to use social media to become successful at this business, and I did. And I remember a lot of people, it wasn't in a lot of people's game plans or marketing plans to use social media as a tool, but me just being a millennial guy, I just knew that that's what my strategy was going to be. And I know that this industry is full of a bunch of dinosaurs, a lot of older, agents that aren't in touch with the marketing of today's world. And so I'm here to tell you that get used to social media. You better build a personal brand. You better post good, funny, entertaining, educational content that's going to get people to think about you in the topic of insurance. I dropped another video on how to market in today's day and age, and so I'll go ahead and link it up as one of the cards. And so get used to social media. You better build a brand. You better build a culture that is going to really get people to think about you in the topic of insurance. And the only way to do that is to put yourself out there on social media. The eighth thing that you should know is that you are going to have to, and I'm talking about investing again and reinvesting, you are going to have to invest in events, in trainings, and processes, and things to make your agency better. You are going to have to get used to swiping your credit card. I remember when I first started, and every time I wanted to invest in an event and bringing my staff with me, or a coaching platform or a training platform, I was always reluctant. But I'm here to tell you that you will see an ROI. If you make the investment, you will see an ROI. Make it a point to go to events. Make it a point to bring your staff with you. Invest in processes. Listen to podcasts. There's so many videos on YouTube. I got some buddies. The Insurance Dudes is a good podcast. There are resources available to you, and you're going to have to create systems and processes for you and your team. But most importantly, get around winners. Get around the people that are performing at a high level. Add value to them. Get cool with them, right? They're all over social media. Heck, you can message me if you want to, right? Get around winners. Invest in mentorship if you can. If there's an agent in your market that is a top performer and he's willing to help you, get around those people, because that's going to largely determine your success. The last thing you want to do is hang around with all the negative agents, the ones that are always complaining, the ones that are just they've got this crap mindset, if I'm being honest. And you don't want to associate with those people. You want to get around winners, because the conversations are a lot different. The ninth thing you should know are the risks involved with starting your own business. Now, I obviously am still here. I didn't fail. I did get to witness, a handful of people that I trained with that didn't make it. And I believe that the risks are, there's going to be a little bit of financial risk. I don't know how much you're going to invest and then not, maybe adapt or not be able to deliver on your investment. But, you got to know the risks involved. And I don't think you can. I think if you're buying into a book of business, I don't think you can fail so dramatically that you lose your entire investment. Of course, it's just case by case, so I think the risks are a little bit different for everyone. I would ultimately tell you that, as you would have to really suck like bad to lose your entire investment and to be just in this really big hole after starting your insurance agency. So the risks are case by case. If you want to mitigate those risks as much as possible, find an agency in town that's local to you and that they're winning, and go and work for them for a little bit, almost like an internship, and go and find out all their systems and processes and expectations that they have for their team and mimic that, right? Just mimic whatever they're doing that's working for them. And then, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years later, then start your own insurance agency, and that might actually work out for you even better. So as far as risks are concerned, it's case by case, but hopefully that gives you a better idea of the risks involved. All right, guys, you have made it this far. If you have, do me a favor, smash that like button if you haven't already yet. I'd really appreciate it because it's going to help me grow this channel. All right, the 10th thing that you should know as becoming a brand new insurance agency owner is that this is a get-rich-slow business. Now, let me elaborate. Okay, I told you guys that in the last 5 years when I started, I'm almost at year 5 and my net worth has finally surpassed over $1 million, which I'm like, whoo, that's freaking cool, right? But I'm just getting started. Like, this isn't the final stop. Like, I got so much more to go. And if I'm being honest with you, this took a lot of reinvesting. I have invested a lot into making this happen, right? I'm still investing. This YouTube channel is an investment. This is a get-rich-slow business. And, some of the agents that I know that are just dominating and crushing, they have 15, 25, $35 million books of businesses. They've been at this, guys, for a long time. 20 years, right? 15 to 30 years, right? And so don't come in here with this get-rich-quick mindset, because it's not going to work. This isn't the industry, and I don't think any industry is get-rich-quick, if I'm being honest. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears, the whole nine. Focus on your business and how you can get a little bit better each and every day, and I promise you, you will be highly successful in this industry, and there's a lot of money to be made. And so hopefully you got some value out of this video. Send me a message, comment if you have any other questions, if you want me to touch on any other videos. Check out all my other videos. I've dropped a ton of insurance and entrepreneurship related videos, and I hope you get value out of them. But do me a favor, smash that like button, comment if you haven't yet, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. Till next time, peace.